The second trait I want to share is visionary. This idea of revealing the truth in unexpected ways of a future within reach. And this idea of the ability to imagine that better future and express it in a way that compels people to build that future with you. And, as a creative collective and creatives, we have a vision advantage, a superpower, if you will, because we not only talk about a vision, as so many do, of where we could go, but we have the ability to visualize that in really compelling ways. And so I want to share an example of what showing what's possible looks like. And so I'm going to go back to July of 2016. There were 4 athletes that took the stage at the ESPYs, which is the annual Sports Center Awards show. Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James all took the stage and used that event as a platform to speak out against a growing list of victims of police brutality and racial injustice. And I was only 2 months into my role as a CMO at Nike at the time. And while I was watching them, I was incredibly moved, but I also felt I had missed the opportunity to amplify their voices and the cause in that same moment, as Nike so often had done in the past. But I felt we could use that as a catalyst, and we set out to find ways to use the insights within sport to reveal the hard truths that live within our society. We also drew a lot of inspiration at the time from the vision of Nelson Mandela, and he used sport in post-apartheid South Africa, specifically rugby, as a vehicle to unify people across his country, whether black or white. And as he says in his quote here, sport has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. And that's very, very true. And so by starting with that insight taken directly from the voices of black athletes, where they said collectively, why are we equals on the fields of play, on the courts, in the arenas, and in the stadiums, but when we walk outside the lines of sports, we are not equals anymore? And so we took that insight, and it was now time to reveal that truth. So collaborating with the great agency partner Wieden Kennedy, we launched the Equality Campaign at the Grammys in 2017, using the voice of the great Alicia Keys to do a rendition of Sam Cooke's song, "A Change Is Gonna Come," with the words of actor Michael B. Jordan. And most importantly, the artful vision and craftsmanship of the director Melina Matsoukas and the cinematographer Malik Saeed. I talk about that collective back to the power of team, so important here. And now I want to show you the film. So let's take a look.
Is this the land history promised? Here, within these lines, on this concrete court, this patch of turf, here, you're defined by your actions, not your looks or beliefs. Equality should have no boundaries. The bonds we find here should run past these lines.
It's been a long time coming.
Opportunity should not discriminate. The ball should bounce the same for everyone.
Change gonna come.
Worth should outshine color.
Oh, yes,
If we can be equals here,
We can be equals everywhere.
change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will.
Okay, so again, that idea of visionary. So what I would ask you to think about here is, how do you find deeper insights within the sector that you live within? And how can you use that to express a truth about society in a profound way? And again, it's something to reflect on. That's a big question, but I believe that back to that idea of empathy, half of bringing something to life that can move people on an emotional level is starting from a sharp insight, not just an observation.